Hey guys, so I'm with Dallas and Danielle, and we're going to be talking today about how colorism and sexism affect our ability to empower each other as women. This is the first pilot episode of the panel discussions that the Pulpit Life will be doing monthly throughout the year 2019, and I'm very excited to chat with these ladies just a bit about, how these things affect us and just how to move forward in the midst of them. For me, I feel like I want to be able to empower everyone, especially when it comes to women. We already have our own little things that we have going against us sometimes that shouldn't, but it's I want to empower you. If I'm doing something wrong, you're still going to empower me and try to support me, right? But don't give me that reason. Okay, so for me, if you were doing something wrong that I didn't agree with, I would still support and empower you. But that aspect of what you're doing, I would just be like, hey, look, Danielle, that's not really the best decision, and I don't feel like you should do it because of X, Y, Z. However, I still empower and support you as a woman,
His name, that was
Rachel Dolezal?
Rachel, whatever her last name is, her. Her as an example was literally posing as a black woman, and she was not black. And if you watch her special on Netflix, you'll see that she's still carrying it on, and she braids her own hair. Now she has her own braiding business.
It's hard to accept certain things because we do have people who aren't black raised in black communities, and it's to what extent can they?
No, I don't say. But think about it. So not your biological parents, but the woman who raised you, you call her your mom, your father, your brothers and sisters that are in that family are all black, and you're white. You don't think that your mom is gonna I don't know. I just wonder if she's thinking I'm black because my mom is black. My mom that accepted me and chose me. I don't know. But I think it's a bit far.
Yeah.
There's
a lie.
Yeah.
There's a line between appreciating and accepting that this is the culture you're raised in, and then just trying to be that when you're not. Lift up women who aren't out here doing things that they should be lifted up for. What about her would we lift up?
Who do we decide who we support and who we don't support as women,
Okay, let's just get off the topic of her, because to me, I just feel I would uplift you and empower you if you were true to yourself, but you're not. If you were out here just being a good person, it would be different.
I don't think you have to negate all the great stuff that she has done because she's lied about that.
Right.
But I don't think we can lift you up as an idol if you're not shining or doing well in all aspects of your life.
But no one is really doing well.
But if you're trying, but that's a lie. It's an outward lie, and you're trying to pose as somebody you're not. And what is that telling?
What message are they sending out when they're doing these things? To me, would you empower somebody like that who's trying to be someone they're not? That's kind of on another level. If you're doing something in the community, if you're working with other people, it's just depending on what role are you trying to play. Are you just trying to be this Instagram person that's going to get all these likes? I'm sorry, I'm not empowering that. Where's your meat? Where's your purpose?
What is the purpose exactly? Right. Am I empowering you just because you're a woman? Because to be honest, I'm sorry, that's not enough. If you're a woman and you're still doing wrong, what am I going to empower you for?
Okay. I feel that. I agree with that. You don't need to empower someone just because they're a woman.
I want to, but
at the same time, if you're way over here with your thoughts and your beliefs, it's kind of I'm just gonna stay in my lane. So I guess it really does affect the ability to empower. Because I'm not saying I'm gonna empower what someone's doing that I don't believe in. But at the same time, do I want to be understanding? Do I want to be merciful? And do I want to be,
Of course.
I want to be open-minded?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be a hypocrite. What if I do something that offends someone else? Or offends them? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I know that I just think of it, I would want to be dealt with as
you want to treat
mercifully, yes. Yeah. Even though I wouldn't do something like that, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So I guess like that's kind of like the idea of how colorism affects our ability to empower each other. So what about like sexism and basically just like patriarchy and this, I don't know, to me I don't, and I don't want to be ignorant in saying this, but maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't feel like the world is as male dominated anymore. Like I see a lot of female CEOs and female, leaders.
You see that, but I don't think it's equal.
Right? Yeah, we're not. I don't think we're there yet, but at the same time, I think we're on the right track.
We're on the right track, but yeah, it's not there. Like the big bad boys, no, we're nowhere there. We're nowhere near there. Like we're, it's like we're becoming more visible, but
and I think
still,
also
it's not there yet.
It depends on the space that you work in. So like as a creative, maybe you are seeing a lot more women, but I don't know, I feel like where I work in more of a corporate environment, there's like nobody on our leadership team, like our executive level, there's no woman. It's all men, like all male dominated. And the same for the companies I've worked for in the past. So sometimes that can be a little bit discouraging. If you're looking and you don't see any women there, where can you imagine yourself going? And the thing that kind of is saddening too is even if there is a woman, normally they're in these roles that are like, the stereotype is normally a woman fills these roles. So for somebody who's an executive in finance or even just a CEO or something like that, it's normally a man, but normally I see women in these roles that are like around HR because they're normally like people to people. It's like a people to people soft skill. It's not really a hard skill. So I do think there's still room for improvement for sure. For sure. But when I think about these things, especially with people of color, I think it really does start from when you're young. Like going back to that point you made before, because I think why aren't there a lot of women or Black people working at my job, and I'm like, well, I'm thinking back to my university situation where it's 6% Black people at my school. There's not a lot of Black people to choose from the university level to even be filling these positions. And then I think about why aren't there more Black people in universities? And then you have to go back to high school. And you're like, well, damn, what were people doing in high school, middle school, and elementary school? And
or were they in my advanced classes or whatever?
Exactly. And you just really have to keep going back and back, and it's just because of the situations these people are born into.
Yes, I was waiting for you. I was hoping you would get to that point because it's really like that's such as home. Because in that circumstance, like, come on, you're worried about what you're gonna eat. You're worried about having clothes that are gonna be warm enough or like that fit you. I promise you, if I was in that situation, I may not go to class and be so focused. I may be, falling asleep or something if I was working all night trying to help my mom pay the bills. So it does go back far.
And even to the point of this conversation, it's about encouragement and empowering, because maybe those students or those individuals aren't getting that from home either. So it is kind of up to us, I guess, as strangers almost, or random people, to make sure that when we do pass these young people or even people our age still, that we're continuing to uplift them and empower them.
Yeah.
Damn, I have to do better. Seriously, you have my health lately, damn.
Right.
Can we put empower some people out there?
Let's go out on the street and just be like,
You're awesome.
You're awesome. Keep pushing.
Seriously. I need to get together.
Thank you, ladies, so much for being here. Honestly, I really want that. I appreciate you both talking with me today just about how we can empower each other more as women, and just to be able to go out with maybe an adjusted perspective of how we can empower each other in the midst of things that we may not always agree on, and just making sure that we have people to check us when we need to be checked, and not letting them in at the office or on any scene kind of impacts our ability to be great and be awesome.